Morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good day or a good night whenever it is that you're watching this. If you're watching this, I just woke up. I know it's like 10:30, but I work nights, so, therefore it's okay. And why the hat? That's why. We're on Matthew chapter 8 right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I hope everyone's doing well. I pray everyone's doing well. When he was come down from the mountain, great multitudes followed him. And behold, there came a leper and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Jesus put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus saith unto him, See thou tell no man, but go thy way, show thyself to the priests, and offer the gift that Moses commanded, for a testimony unto them. And when Jesus was entered into Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion, beseeching him, and saying, Lord, my servant lieth at home sick of the palsy, grievously tormented. And Jesus saith unto him, I will come and heal him. The centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak only the word, and my servant shall be healed. For I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I say to this man, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard it, he marveled, and said to them that followed, Verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And I say unto you, that many shall come from the east and west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And Jesus said unto the centurion, Go thy way, and as thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee. And his servant was healed in the selfsame hour. And when Jesus was come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother laid, and sick of a fever. And he touched her hand, and the fever left her. And she arose and ministered unto them. When the evening was come, they brought unto him many that were possessed with devils, and he cast out the spirits with his word, and healed all that were sick, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, Himself took our infirmities and bare our sicknesses. Now when Jesus saw multitudes about him, he gave commandment to depart unto the other side. And a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus saith unto him, The foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me to go and bury my father. But Jesus said unto him, Follow me, and let the dead bury their dead. And when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him, and behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves. But he was asleep. And his disciples came unto him, and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we'll perish. And he saith unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. But the men marveled, saying, What manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? And when he was come to the other side into the country of the Gergesenes, there he met him two possessed with devils coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, What have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? And there was a good way off from them a herd of swine feeding. So the devils besought him, saying, If thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. And he said unto them, Go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea, and perished in the waters. And they that kept them fled, and went their ways into the city, and told everything, and what was befallen to the possessed of the devils. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coasts. That was chapter 8 of Matthew. So this one's pretty self-explanatory, even in the King James version with like the weird languages or weird not weird, but the Old English, I should say. This whole chapter is essentially Jesus performing many miracles in his early ministry in Galilee, and that story about him crossing the sea to the Gersepones and the devil possessed, I guess, people. It sounds like there was 2 in here, but in the motion picture adaptations, I've seen only 1 typically, coming out of the cave being possessed with devils and stuff like that. But it really doesn't matter if there was 1 or 2. The Gersepones kind of looked at it the same way that the Pharisees were looking at it. I think that is what it seems like, I would say. Like the Gersepones looked at it as a dangerous thing, a scary thing, an unholy thing, what Jesus was doing, and the Pharisees did the same thing. They said, oh, he casts out devils through the power of devils and stuff like that, and it's through worshiping and obtaining powers from demons and these fallen angel god being type things, that Jesus was able to do these things, rather than being the fulfillment of the prophecy that Isaiah, that Zechariah, everyone, all the prophets, prophesied, that Jesus is the fulfillment of that, and rather than accepting that and rejoicing. And imagine being back in that day and the prophecy is fulfilled before your very eyes and you choose not to believe it, given all the miracles and all of the scripture that is coming true before your very eyes. It wouldn't make any sense. And it's funny that I mention this now, because last night and yesterday, like I had a rough day. I was thinking about someone who I really, really care about that is no longer in my life. And I was just down bad thinking about it. And I talked to my pastor, and I talked to my buddy, my best friend, for like an hour and a half, and I was like on the verge of tears, like saying things like, Lord, I've cut off all the things that this is what I was saying last night, knowing that it was wrong and selfish, and in the moment I just needed to express how I felt, and I was crying out to the Lord, and I was like, Lord, I cut off so many things so that I may be closer to you. And now that I've cut off all these things, I feel like you don't love me or care about me, or you don't, talk to me or reveal yourself to me in any way, and I know that we walk by faith and not by sight, I know that. And I was thinking to myself, how much greater faith is it to feel these fears and feel the doubts and still put your faith and walk in the light of the Lord, that we don't see, that we don't hear, that we have in this wonderful book right here. and it's not easy. Like I said, I was crying. I was like, Lord, my favorite person in the whole wide world is gone from me, and for better or worse, for better or worse, I still love this person. And the Lord just turns me to him every time when it comes to stuff like this, and helps me refocus up on eternity and heavenly things rather than whatever this worldly, incorrect, sinful brain can conjure up with whatever I might be thinking about, or desiring, stuff like that. So it's funny that the Lord is saying, in Matthew 8:26, and he says, and he saith unto them, why are you fearful, O ye of little faith? And that was me last night. And I was scared, and I was angry and frustrated, and I don't know if I don't know if I was lacking in faith, the Lord knows. But I was definitely like asking a lot of questions, like, where are you, and what am I doing, and what are you doing, and like stuff like that, so yeah, that was Matthew chapter 8. Be back with Matthew chapter 9 probably later tonight. Actually, I'm done with my shift, but I gotta go fix my motorcycle. So peace out, y'all. Enjoy the day.